And I'd imagine when people are coming in, signing up for maybe the beginner's course, they have like 1,000,001 questions.
Yes.
But what advice would you give someone who's starting their jiu-jitsu journey today that knows nothing about it?
So I think the main one, the first one probably number one is like the competitiveness thing. So like I always try and explain to my students that even though it feels competitive, this is not competitive. Okay, you're trying to strangle each other, yes, but this isn't competitive. You know, you're going 100% and you're trying to beat each other at a game, but I'm still trying to explain to them that you should try the moves even if you feel like you're going to lose. You know, like even if you go for an armbar, you get your guard passed. Go for the armbar anyway. You know, it's like the biggest thing is just try and stop people trying to play safe. You know, so like I find a lot of people when they start, they want to win rounds, and it's like you don't know anything to win a round yet.
Yeah.
You don't worry about it. You know, just like try and get to mount and stay there. You know, that kind of thing. And then the other thing is like where like the taking notes. Taking notes is amazing. I always encourage my students to film any of the classes they can or write things down after the classes. I always try and tell them to write as many things as they can remember after the classes when they get home. So yeah, I think not being too competitive and taking notes all the time would be a massive, massive bonus to starting to do jiu-jitsu. What was the other one? There's plenty to be honest, but there's a few different things that people go in pitfalls people fall into. Yeah, training, the amount you train and weights. You need to do weights 2 times a week, and when you start, you should train no more than 2 or 3 times. You know, so like you should, like if you go from 0 to jiu-jitsu, you should be doing like weights twice a week, and I mean piss easy weights. I mean like weights you can do 20 reps of. You know, those kind of weights.
Yeah.
And just yeah. Wait. Where was I going? Catch me up again.
Gradually build it up.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah, the amount of times you train. So basically, with a lot of people, they start training far too much because they get really into it.
Yeah.
So I always try and keep them when they're starting down to like 2 to 3 classes, and then once or twice of weights a week. And also, then the last thing as well, stretching. Yes. Stretching is king. You know, I don't do enough of it myself, but I always give the people the advice to stretch all the time, you know, get a yoga routine going or something, you know.
Yeah, no, it's needed, especially like some of the positions you're in, if you have no flexibility or mobility in certain areas.
I remember I was reffing a match the last day, and a guy got caught in the electric chair, and I heard the sound of bones and kneecaps and just, and he had just turned the wrong way. You know, he tried to get back on top when he got swept.
Yeah.
And he turned his knee, and the knee was isolated. And I was just like, yeah, stretching is king. Stretching is king, because that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't in a dangerous situation technically, and he could have turned that way if he was flexible. You know, he could have turned that way if he was flexible, but yeah, that was grim. So yeah, stretching, weights, and not overdoing it. You know, not overdoing it. Like if you want to add more training, you know, do 2 times a week for the first month, and then 3 times a week for the second month, and then, you know, 4 times a week for the third month, and you'll actually get the benefits, and you won't find it too hard. You know, it'll slowly build up that you won't have this, you know, on the weekend I can't move because there's lactic acid in all my muscles. You know, you'll have that a bit, but like if you build it up slowly, you won't notice yourself getting so fit. You know, you won't notice the steep hill you're running up. You know, you can run up it slower. You know.
Yeah. Solid advice, man. Solid advice.